One thing I never understood is why is it that people, when you go on social media, they always feel like they have to see your face? Why do people feel they have to see your face? You don't have to see the person's face. It could be pitch dark black, and they could still be communicating with you. I like that better. I like it for it to be dark, and I could still communicate with you without you having to see me. Because in all essence, we all are just strangers talking to other strangers in different countries, in different cities, in different states. We're all just basically talking to each other and bouncing off ideas and topics. So no, you don't have to see each other. I don't have to see your face. You don't have to see my face. I'm able to communicate with you without you necessarily seeing who I am or what I do. It's quite interesting, this Periscope thing. I mean, it's quite interesting, period. Like this Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube, all of these things is quite interesting to me because your audience is basically strangers across the border that you're just trying to grasp their attention in less than 3 minutes, basically. You're trying to give them something to talk about or something that they can relate to. I honestly believe that we are all just searching for our purpose in this universe. We're all just searching for our purpose. What exactly it is that we were created for, and who exactly it is that we're designed for, and who exactly it is that is our soulmate. I honestly believe with all of these avenues of social media that's opening, as far as being able to see someone and have a real life conversation with them and things of that sort, I think it's pretty neat. It's pretty fascinating. But at the same time, you're still in a group full of strangers who are wanting to, some who are wanting to get to know you. Others could really care less if you exist. And others are just there to be haters. I mean, the list goes on and on. But one thing for certain is that it's almost like a bond in between you and all of your audience based off of social media. Like, we're friends socially. Like, if you do a test right now, like how many of your Facebook friends that you actually have online, how many of them do you really know personally that you could really say you went to school with, or that you know them through work, or that you know them through some type of event in your life, in your lifetime? I believe there's not too many, because I can have a list of 5,000 people on my actual Facebook page, and out of that 5,000 people, I only know probably 100 to maybe 250 of them. And the rest of them are complete other strangers or fans or people who are trying to get to know me or know what I'm about or what flavor I could bring into their lives for entertainment purposes, etc. So we're all are just talking to strangers. Basically, when we press that go live button, we are inviting strangers into our most intimate sector of our lives. And that's what we're doing. It's not really up for debate if if that's good or not, but it's just to show you how rapidly technology has shifted, how rapidly technology has changed, and for the months and the times and the years to come, how more rapidly technology in itself will change. There used to be a time where we didn't have cell phones, we had beepers, and in the beepers you would type in your message. Then you had the two ways, and then you had everything, you had your two ways, and you had everything else, and it's crazy. It is crazy. Nowadays you don't even have to really have the kids to even go to school. For what? Because if you think about it, they have YouTube for that. I just spoke on that, Daddy Cadillac. There's no reason for me to show myself. There's nothing wrong with me. I just prefer to do my lives in the dark. And I know people have a problem with that as humans, because if they can't see you, they don't really know if you're catfishing or what you're doing. And in actuality, I think it's pretty cool like that. You can hear me. You can hear my voice. There used to be a time where you'll be on the phone. You'll be on the phone with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. And at that time, they didn't have cell phones. And you'll be on the phone with your boyfriend and your girlfriend. And you guys will literally be on the phone and you can't even see her. Or you can't even see him. All you're hearing is the sound of her voice. Or all you're hearing is complete utter silence. I feel like that's what we need to get back to in society. It's too much social media. Let's go back to the times where we used to be on the phone and we didn't say nothing and we could hear each other's breathing. We didn't hear anything but the breaths of the babies. I missed you and I need you and I can't wait to be to school tomorrow so I can see you and things of that sort. We're in a generation where now everything is so much televised and you have to be online and you got to see my face and you need to know who you're talking to. Why? I'll tell you why. Because of the curiosity in itself of you not knowing who's on the other end of the line makes you nervous. Of you not knowing what is going on with this person and why they're always in the dark. Well, who said I had to be like everybody else and do all my things or all my life in the light? You tune in if you want to hear me. And if you don't, you can always click that other button that will disconnect you from me. You see, we all don't have to go the ways that everybody else is going. Sometimes it's okay to stand out. Sometimes it's okay to say that this is not for you. Sometimes it's okay to say that I don't know why I can't see her face and she's in the dark. There's nothing wrong with that. That's her life. Because there's too many lives where people are showing you everything that they're doing. How about we practice not seeing no one's face or anything, and it's pitch dark black, and by the sound of my voice, I'm quite sure they told you there was a bag that had plenty of money in it, but you had to follow the directions of the person who was speaking, and you cannot see that person. So what would heighten? What would heighten would be your ears. The senses of your ears would heighten, because guess what? You cannot see that person. So you would have to use your ears, okay, in order for you to actually hear what they're saying. So therefore you can make your way through the obstacle course and possibly see if you could get that money. Everything is about Basically taking a risk, taking a chance, and see where it goes. Everything is about that. You're either ready or you're not. There's some people that tune in just to hear you. They don't necessarily want to see you. They just want to hear your voice because you make them happy and you make them feel like they're alive and you make them feel like they're incredible. And I want anybody who's on my life to know that you are incredible and you are beautiful and you are smart. And I know you feel like the world is against you. And I know you feel like there's too much on your plate and too much on your shoulders. But always remember, there's someone out there praying for you. I honestly believe that there are people out there praying for you, and you don't know that they're praying for you. I know people say that as a taboo, but really, there are people praying for people, and they don't even know that they're praying for them. And it's crazy because I could be praying for you, and you don't even know I'm praying for you. And I don't even know you personally. Just the simple fact that I could feel a sense that something is wrong. Or maybe something may not be wrong at the time that I'm feeling or sensing something. Maybe it could just be that maybe something can be wrong. So my thing is just like, you never know who's praying for you. You never know who's caring about you. You never know, because nowadays people just want to be fake all the time. They want to be fake about everything. They don't know how to be real no more. We are in a society where we talk about keeping it real, keeping it 1,000, throw the money in the bag. It almost seems like our God is our money. That's what it almost seems like. And it's crazy because it's like, man, where did we go wrong? And how did we come this far to all we're thinking about is just money? Nothing else but that. How to make it, how to obtain it, how to keep it coming in constantly, and that's basically what we're trying to do. But there's so many people who they can't can't save their money. They don't know really which way to go with that, because they don't know how to do that, because they were never taught to how to do that. Which is a very interesting concept in itself. How you gonna make money if you don't know how to save money? How you gonna make money if any little things that you have to spend on, you're already complaining and you're already upset that you're spending so much, as opposed to saying, I'm trying to make money, so of course I have to spend the money. Well, this is your girl, Hazelnut Sugar. I just want to kick it up with you guys a bit. I know a lot of people don't like watching my lives simply because I'm in the dark, but I prefer it that way. There's nothing wrong with me. Clearly, you guys see my picture on my profile. It's just sometimes you can make a connection with a person without necessarily having to see them physically. I believe, at least. So I just want to let someone know who may replay my life that you are special, you are unique, you are powerful, you are beautiful, you are handsome, you are voluptuous, you are smart, you are courageous. I mean, you will get that job. The cards will lay flat. Everything will work out in your favor. But you have to speak existence of what you want. And then not only do you have to speak it, but you also have to work on it. So you can't be talking about, I want a house by December, and you throw it out in the universe, but you just signed a lease for a year. So idealistically, in the logic sense, you know that's not going to happen. So the thing about goals is you have to do realistic goals. You have to do goals that you know really make sense. There's no sense in doing goals that you know that are not attainable. And I say that in the sense of, like, for example, you could say, you know what, I'm done with the lies, I'm done with the cheating, I'm done with him leaving me or playing me for a fool or beating me or whatever. And then you're like, you know what, I'm leaving. It's almost like you're doing yourself a pep talk before you go ahead and walk out the door. No, don't talk about it. Just do it. I said I wanted to have 7 streams of income, and I've been working on that constantly. And the reason being is because no one wants to get stuck in a rut of millions and millions of Americans with this 9 to 5 schedule. Nobody want to be in that situation. People want to be in a situation where they are able to have that financial freedom, but at the same time have that flexibility. They want that. There's no woman that I know, no man that I know that just want to go punch the card, go to work, and do the same mundane, minute thing every single day. Sometimes you want to switch it up. Sometimes you want to do new things. You don't want to be under the same. You don't want to be doing the same job all the rest of your life. And sometimes by the time people understand that concept, it's already too late. So if you want to be better and you want to do better, you have to speak it into existence. You have to say, I'm going back to school and mean it, or I'm going to work this thing out with my children's mother, or I'm going to work this thing out with my children's father, or I'm going to figure out a way to, get this money, or I'm going to figure out my 7 streams of income. You have to put your best foot forward to do that. Or I'm not gonna keep talking to this guy because this guy is a loser, and me talking to him, he's not helping me. Or I'm not gonna keep talking to this girl because she don't got nothing going for herself. She only just want to be with me sexually. I mean, these are things that we are coming to that time where you really have to think about it. And it's so sad because everybody is so not real. People say, oh, we're keeping it real. We're keeping it 1,000. We're keeping it real. But in actuality, everybody's not keeping it real with you. I guarantee you, in a flock of 10 of you guys, there's 10 of you guys who are not keeping it real. There's 9 of you guys who are probably not keeping it real. You probably got 1 of you guys who are keeping it real. 1 in a flock of 10 of you. So don't let your guard down and thinking that everybody's for you, because some people are not for you. They pretend like they are, but in actuality, they waiting for you to fuck up so they could go ahead and say, I knew she couldn't do the job. I knew she couldn't keep that man. Just to say bullshit. You get what I'm saying? And those are what I call wolves in disguise with sheep clothing. And those are the ones that you have to be very careful and watchful of. Because you don't know. The same woman that you sitting there introducing your man to could be the same woman that's going to be in your man bed while you at work. Hello? Understand what I'm saying here? The same man that you introducing other people to and talking about, that's my brother, I'm my brother keeping stuff, could be the same one that could sit there and stab you in the back the next day. Come on, there's a saying now, people talking about stay woke. Well, I been was woke. So I don't understand what people talking about stay woke. I been was woke. Okay. I been was woke. So my thing is like, as I'm learning with all these social media outlets and things, one thing I learned for sure is that if you're really that good and you really have good content, people will gravitate towards you. You don't have to be telling people follow you here and follow me there and, subscribe to me. I'm going to subscribe to you. Help me. I'm going to help you. Like, no, 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 no. There are top of the lines like Porsche, Range Rovers, Cadillacs, BMW, Mercedes. Them people, they're not asking you to come to their lot. They're not asking you for that. You know who's asking you for that? Honda, Toyota, Chevrolet. They're asking you to come to their lot. But the real people, because when you're really that damn good, you don't need to advertise. You don't need to promote yourself. If someone wants you, they're going to come to you. And another thing, don't ever sell yourself short. If you say your price is $200 for consultation, then your price is $200 for consultation. Don't sit there trying to say, oh, we're going to offer you like a 10% discount so you could come to our business. Fuck that shit. Let me tell you why. Because when you walk into a Fortune 500 type of business, they're not going to tell you, oh, we're going to go ahead and give you a 10% discount, for subscribing to us or coming to. They're not going to, hell no. Hell no. They're not going to do that. So when you go to a business, and I see this firmly on certain business, if they say that thank you for the heart, sweetheart, if they say that their prices are $200, it's $200. Take it or leave it. Because you, as the consumer actually purchasing the product, you're going to complain from here to Mexico. But if that's the case, then don't purchase the product. Because you can always go somewhere else and get a half-ass product, right? And pay that half-ass price, which will probably knock you down to $50, maybe knock you down to $100. And you're thinking that you save, but in the long run, you're going to spend. Because it's better that you get a product that is affordable, but at the same time, you get a product that's reliable and reasonable and works than for you to purchase a product that does not work. And it's that concept that people talk about, oh, I'm not cheap, I'm thrifty. There's nothing wrong with being a smart shopper. There's nothing wrong with being a bargain shopper. But there's just certain things I don't do bargain shopping on. Okay? The same way as for women, when they're getting their hair done, they want the top of the line. They're going to pay that $100, $200, $300 just for the hair alone. And then they got to go to a hairstylist who really specializes in their hair. And then that hairstylist could turn around and charge them $100, $200, $300. That's $600. Say hypothetically speaking. That's $600. Just in that. Can you imagine? You just paid, for some of you guys, you just paid damn near half of rent. Or that could be actually your rent. So there's a lot of things that we have to really think about. Thank you for the hearts. There's something that we have to really think about. Really, 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 really have to sit down and really think about. Where do majority of your money go to? And granted, I am not a financial advisor. I learn information by doing research. I learn by reading. I learn by meeting with the top executives that actually specializes in these branches. I learned by attending seminars and meetings and sitting in tables with people that honestly I never thought I was sitting tables with. Okay? And I'm not saying that because I didn't feel like I was privileged. I'm saying that because I was never in tune into that when I was younger. So in other words, I wasn't focused on getting my credit right. I wasn't focused on, I was focused on getting money, but it wasn't so major as it is now. You see what I'm saying? A lot of us fail because we were either not taught that, because our parents were so focused on trying to work and pay the bills, and it was a different foundation during that time period. Okay? We were not educated that, meaning in the school systems, they didn't teach us how to balance checks and balances and books and things like that. And I know a lot of people who probably going to play back this live will listen to me thoroughly and could understand and relate to that. Or maybe they were neither or. You didn't have the family foundation. You never went to school, because of the hands that you was dealt with. So you had to learn it on your own. I always tell people that I consult with, I always tell them, and excuse me, this is for those who do things under the table, okay? I won't go in pure detail with that because I think you understand what I'm saying. If you can have runners to supply a product to an environment of people, okay, and you can have multiple people supplying this product, and you making a profit off of every product that you're supplying in every city, in every state, in every corner, in every area, then you could own a business. Matter of fact, you could run a business. You could be the CEO, owner of your business, because you already pretty much done laid down the foundations that you needed to get what you needed. You may say to yourself, okay, I have 10 runners, or I have 10 people, and then now X amount of how much this is my product divided by how many people I have, and you do the math of how much money is supposed to come in. If you could literally do all of this stuff, then you can own your own business. But again, what you're not taught and what you don't research, you won't know. You see, a lot of people, especially with celebrities, a lot of people see all the glitz and glams of celebrities. They see the lights, they see the camera, they see the action, they see the moolah. They see all of that. But they don't see the behind the scenes of what they're going through. Okay? These celebrities were your regular Janes and Joes. Let's just be honest. Okay? They all had to go through trials and tribulations and struggles the same way we do in our lives. Okay? We go through our own trials and tribulations as well. The only difference is they have talent. What people fail to realize is we all have talents. We all have gifts. And not all our gifts are to make it in the music industry. Let's just call it what it is. Not all our talents or our gifts are to make it in, TV or Broadway. And not everybody talents, because if that was the case, then we wouldn't have doctors and we wouldn't have lawyers. We wouldn't have none of those if everybody was focuses was on music and television. Okay? Now understand it. Does that mean that you can achieve your goal if that's something that you want to do? As far as if that's something that you want to do in music or television or what have you, or broadcast, you can. You could achieve whatever goal you're trying to achieve. Just be mindful that whatever you do, you have to know how to budget your money. You have to know how to budget. You have to know how to save. You have to know how to be able to align everything that you have. You see, the problem with people is that they just want the fast money, but they don't want to deal with all the stress of getting that fast money. What they fail to realize is these artists, they're not home with their kids. Thank you for the Purple Heart, sweetheart. They're not home with their kids. They don't see their family often. They're on that stage. They're literally grinding as hard as possible to meet the demands of the industry, but at the same time, to meet the demands of their fans. It's not always all lights, camera, action. And not to mention all your businesses on social media. So even in the ounce of privacy that you would like, you don't even have that. So people basically make it seem like it's a beautiful lifestyle, but in actuality it's not, because some of them will tell you that they would want to go back to being normal, if it was going to cost them everything else that they exchange. And I'm not saying that because I have done PR before, but not in American artists, so put it like that. But what I would say is that it's not always lights, camera, action. Don't believe that these cars that they have are cars that they brought. This is not how it goes. their goal is to entertain you and to basically sell you a story. That's what it is. You know, you purchase the CDs, you go to the concerts, you hear them out. Like, truth be told, I like Cardi B. I like Cardi B. I like her. And right now, she's the hottest thing coming up. She's the hottest thing popping right now as a female artist. But one thing for certain, you would never think that I like Cardi B, because I'm a person, if you ever was to meet me, I'm a person that's reserved. I'm very quiet. You would never think I listen to that type of music. But guess what? I like her music. But does that mean because I like her music, I don't like the musics of my Jill Scotts and my India Reeds and my Lauryn Hills, my soul sisters? Like, that doesn't mean I don't like that. But that music was during that time, and that's what the audience craved for. We're in a different time where it seems like everything is just microwave, bake, here you go. And that's the time that it seems like we're living in. The same thing with social media. We don't care if the information is correct or not. Let's just get it out there. We'll work it out later to figure out if it was right or if it was accurate or not. We don't really care what lies we're going to mess up. And then that's where you get those big words where they talking about lawsuits and allegation and allege and things like that. When in actuality, had you just slowed down and did the proper research and put the proper information out there, then you would have had a accurate result. You see how that works? Thank you for the hearts. So a lot of people, what they fail to realize is they want a certain lifestyle, but it doesn't mean like they're necessarily ready for it. You see what I'm saying? You want those cars. You want that money. You want, the beautiful mansions with the picket fence. You want all that stuff, and you want love, and nobody's saying you can't have it all. But you also have to remember, too much is given, much is required. So as much as you climbing up the ladder, you're dealing with different things all at once. So that was one of the interesting things. Another interesting thing that a group of my girls, we got together and we were talking about were women who cut their hairs and their hairs look like it's a boy haircut. Hi. And it looks like it's a boy haircut. And how the LGBT community sometimes get it misconstrued in thinking that these women, which are your regular Janes, are actually, about that life. And I really had to think about that because I usually cut my hair. I had long, beautiful hair, and I cut my hair to extremely short. And I remember getting hit on by a female and not really knowing how to deal with it because I didn't feel like I had anything on my body that was expressing to the female, like, listen, she's about that life, or she wants to be in that, type of relationship. And to me, I had to really ask my other girlfriends if these things ever happened to them, which was the answer was yes. So my thing was just like, a woman shouldn't have to be subjected to only having to wear weaves or certain hairstyles to make people feel like, okay, she's not about that life. So if I have a long, curly, Perusian wig on, you won't come up and talk to me. But if I have my hair cut short, like, a boy sort of kind of speak, you would automatically assume that I am a lesbian or I'm a butch or I'm a dyke. And it's not fair because if you go based off of just the way that someone looks without necessarily knowing them, you are ready to fool and you're going to lose already. Okay, so no one should ever have to feel subjected to being in a certain hairstyle or certain looks because they don't want people to... People are going to talk to you regardless. People are going to talk to you regardless. I walk down, people are going to talk to you regardless. It's always going to be something that needs to be said. It's always going to be something that needs to be spoken about. And it's only because of the way that you dress. And I have met people who dress scandalous, but yet they are so educated. And it is a crazy dynamic. So you got to understand, you're dressing risque, but you are extremely smart. How about that for food of thought? And I guess in Psalms, what it says is, don't judge a book by its cover. So on that note, I will continue doing lives, and I will continue, loving if you guys could, tune in. But I will be in the dark, and that's only because that's how I feel comfortable communicating. It's not so much because I don't need people to be seeing me and I'm seeing you and you're seeing me and I'm seeing you. Like, no, it's late. The thoughts are racing, and it feels good to be able to communicate how I feel or societal issues without doing the back and forth. So on that note, you guys have a wonderful night.